After the premiere of its first season in September of 1976, Charlie's Angels quickly became a popular show on television. Farrah Fawcett's performance as Jill, one of the three former police officers turned private investigators, was largely responsible for her meteoric rise to fame. She was showered with more fan letters and gained more media publicity than either of her sister angels. It came as a surprise when Fawcett stated in 1977 she was going to leave the program, particularly in light of the show's success. Join Factsverse as we provide answers to the question, why did Farrah Fawcett leave Charlie's Angels? Given the success the show had enjoyed in its first season, the last thing fans anticipated was that Farrah Fawcett would quit the show. While it's hard to come up with any reason that would have inspired her to quit the show, there are some shocking details to the story. It's pretty likely Fawcett's marital problems were a factor in her decision to leave. She was married to Lee Majors at the time. They were both extremely popular on television during the 70s. They were exposed to the harsh light of public attention, which was a blessing and a curse. Majors once stated their fame caused difficulties in their relationships. Aside from that, their working schedule sometimes kept them away from one another. Their work schedule also negatively impacted their marriage, and because they were both stars on separate television shows, the pair had significantly less time to spend together. Majors remembered, "There was a year or so when I guess I saw her 2 weeks in a year. It's quite challenging when it comes to occupations like that. The industry is notoriously difficult. Both of us were putting in 14-hour days at the office, and the weeks flew by quickly." After many ups and downs, the pair finally parted ways in 1979 and divorced 3 years later. There were also claims her decision not to return to the show was because of how she felt about her sister Angels. There were negative consequences to shining above her co-stars. In an interview with People published in 1981, she said, quote, "I felt uneasy knowing that I was receiving more fan letters and attention than Jaclyn Smith or Kate Jackson. I noticed them changing, not on the outside, but on the inside. Even though we never got into a disagreement, I still felt like there was a barrier between us." Fawcett was unable to have a regular life when she was not working because she had such a large number of devoted followers. She was forced to limit the amount of time she spent participating in her usual hobbies because she was constantly followed wherever she went. She also believed that in order to adjust to her new life, she needed to take certain measures. And in 1984, she said, quote, "I became successful before I was ready for it or knew what I was doing. The success came before I had done what I thought was a good role. I knew that if I was going to stay in the business, I had to change, and I wanted to change." The production of Charlie's Angels was not just labor-intensive, but also potentially hazardous. During filming, Fawcett was involved in a collision with a race car, which resulted in severe bruising on her leg. Another possible explanation for why she quit the show might be money-related. Fawcett was an essential component in the success of the show. Aaron Spelling, who produced the series, stated that, quote, "Her hair was a big part of the show's success. It eventually evolved into one of our signatures." Despite this, she was only paid $5,000 per episode, which is half of what her co-star Jackson, who was already more well-known when the show premiered, made. And despite the fact that her image was used on everything from lunchboxes to board games, Fawcett only received 2% of the revenue from the merchandise sales. Before we tell you more, be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to Factsverse if you haven't already. She was set to receive a raise to $10,000 per episode thanks to the first season's success, which aired from 1976 to 77. But according to the Washington Post, she sought $75,000 instead. She reportedly asked for 10% of the merchandise revenue. While they could have worked something out, production found out that Fawcett was not interested in bargaining. It's possible Fawcett didn't try to negotiate the amount of money she made because she saw movies as an opportunity to make more. At the beginning of 1977, she mentioned to the Washington Post that she wanted to create movies, and her co-star Smith has confirmed Fawcett wanted to produce features instead of a series. And at the time, it was a reasonable assumption that people would pay to see her on the big screen. Fawcett and her then-husband, Lee Majors, who was mostly known for his role in The $6 Million Man, established Fawcett Majors Productions to create and direct their own films. The producers reportedly made an offer to the actress where they would pay her to star in an upcoming film while they would still pay her to appear in Angels, but she didn't accept the offer. After she left for good, she was also hit with a breach of contract lawsuit by producers in the amount of $7 million, which she couldn't fight. As part of the settlement, she was compelled to make multiple appearances as a guest host on her previous show. In an interview with the Archives of American Television, the producer of Charlie's Angels, Leonard Goldberg, claimed he had cautioned Farrah that the activities she was about to take would have major consequences. In 1979, Farrah revealed to People magazine that the aftermath of the Charlie's Angels case nearly sank her. She stated the industry was antagonistic towards her since she was a TV sex symbol who aspired to be an actress. The industry was unhappy with me and unfriendly because I wanted to be an actress, she added. People had the impression that I was really snobbish, and as a result, for several months, no one would touch me because they felt I was poison. But I knew I had no intention of giving up. According to Broadway World, she was offered the main part in an off-Broadway production of the gritty drama Extremities in 1983. It was in this role that reviewers started to see past her reputation as a sex symbol. In 1986, when interviewed by the New York Times, Fawcett stated that people said it was a tremendous risk. Quote, "But when you have a deep passion for something, you don't give much thought to the potential consequences." The theatrical play helped pave the way for her 1984 television miniseries The Burning Bed, for which she received a nomination for an Emmy Award as an outstanding lead actress in a limited series or special. Fawcett was seen by everyone in a new light with the release of the film Burning Bed, which was based on the true story of a mistreated wife who killed her husband. After that, she was cast in a number of high-profile roles, such as the TV movie adaptation of Extremities in 1986, Small Sacrifices in 1989, and a recurring role in The Guardian, for which she was nominated for an Emmy. After she departed Charlie's Angels, Fawcett's career never achieved the same level of success again. Her first film after Angels, Somebody Killed Her Husband, was a flop and became famous for giving rise to the phrase, "somebody killed her career." Throughout the years, Fawcett remained connected with Charlie's Angels. She was also able to benefit from the long-lasting connections the show had established. For instance, Jackson and Smith, both of whom had overcome breast cancer, banded together after learning Fawcett had been diagnosed with anal cancer to support their fellow angel until her demise in 2009. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your favorite memory of Farrah Fawcett? Let us know in the comments section below. And before you go, make sure you give this video a like and subscribe to Facts First if you haven't already. Click the bell icon to stay updated on all our latest content. By the way, if you haven't joined Facts First as a member yet, be sure to look below this video and click the join button. By becoming a paid member of Facts First, you'll get access to exclusive video content that you won't find anywhere else. This includes some of our more mature content that isn't suitable for public audiences, which includes topics like Hollywood actresses who posed for Playboy and some of the steamiest moments in movie history. Plus, you can enjoy these videos completely ad-free. Our biggest fans will notice they also get badges next to their name when they leave comments on our videos. We pay special attention to comments from our members, and so do other viewers. So if you want exclusive content from Facts First or inside access to discussions with other community members, click the join button to get started for just $4.99. There are hours of members-only videos waiting for you, with new videos added every month. And we're actively working on bringing even more features to help fans like you connect with other members and get more of your favorite content. Just click join, and we'll see you inside the membership tab.